Yo, it's your boy Insomnia back at it again. Right, this is the desk. Okay, so key features. It looks like a desk, right? Standard shit. It has a top. It has insides. It's a desk. Um, Front panel. The computer's gonna have two computers in it. It's gonna have my current computer and the computer that I built. One is a backup / gaming rig for when I have people come over so we can play games together, and it all run from the same shit. So let's take a look at the back. It's probably easiest to start. So rear I/O. This here, this will be the graphics card. This little blue square, and these are all measured to like in. So like these specs down here, these sizes 28.2 centimeters tall. That's all to spec. Like that's all long. Sorry, it's like 4 centimeters thick and then nearly 12 centimeters tall. That's like the size of a graphics card. And the same here with this motherboard outlet and this power supply. So the power supply is going to be on the side here because it's closer to the legs. And the reason I want it to be close to the legs is because I want to be able to run cables down the legs. So if you look here, I've actually hollowed out these legs in the back, at the back of the PC, and added like little grommets at the bottom. See? So then if I've pushed this desk up against a wall, if we say like a wall's here, I can run the cables down them and then run the cables out the bottom and keep them really nice and neat and hidden, and rather than having them dangle here. Rather than running like one power supply cable, what I'd probably do is deplug like an 8-port extension lead, run it all the way along here, and then have it sit in the middle here and like sort of tape it down. But I wouldn't want to hardwire something like that because if my use case changes depending on monitors and stuff, I might need to change out the power brick or whatever if it blows or breaks or whatever. So but yeah, so all of these would probably be the same hollowed out steel, I would imagine. But and I'm unsure whether I'd need your advice on materials, because I think this looks cleanest with just 4 legs that would be able to be like individually detached. But possibly, if need be, you know, we could make like a different leg. So like, rather than having just like the legs themselves like this, we could make like a frame. Like that sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like a border along the bottom. Like, I don't know if, depending on what wood we use, if we would need this frame to support it on. Ideally not, but it doesn't really matter. Like, if it has to be done, it has to be done. Delete, I don't need you. There we go. Okay, 2 computers, 2 outputs, holes going through. So like, it's probably be easiest just to remove this now. So this, I want this to be a separate piece of wood that we can take off, obviously, so I can work on the PCs if I ever need to. On the inside, 2 sets of fans on either side. So here, there'll be, I haven't added it yet because I'm fucking tired and I'm going to bed soon. But like, this ideally would be sort of circles cut out and then mesh put over the top, like dust filters, for the intakes and the outtakes. And like all of these fans here would be intake, and they'd be pulling air in, and all of these fans here would be output. And just so like this entire PC, even though all of these will have fans individually, it'll basically be a wind tunnel, just whipping wind from one side to the other, taking all the heat out. So I'd be able to change that depending on the fans that I use, but the idea being is that if this is put in a corner, say this is the corner, I'll put it like an inch away from the wall, and then that'll be my intake, and then it will vent air into the wider room. On the inside, power supply, motherboard, all this is to scale. This is the size of like a low profile cooler that I'll use, because otherwise it gets a bit bigger than the graphics card and it'd be a bit of a pain, and we'd have to make the entire thing thicker, and it just makes it fucking pain in the ass. These are hard drives. These are SSDs. I mean, that's all the technical mumbo jumbo that I'd handle. All of this would be a fucking rat's nest of wires, but I do my best just to like either drill holes into the bottom, because like I don't mind drilling holes underneath here, because who the fuck cares, like no one's going to see it. I just don't want wires dangling. Like the whole idea of this hollow inside and having all of the components self-contained, and then having like this little crevasse behind is that you shouldn't be able to see any cables because the power cables are going to go up this leg and here, and then sit with a power brick here, which will power all of the monitors and the PCs. And then this is like the USB ports right here for like they'll be on the motherboard. So like for my mouse and keyboard, I'll plug them in both here, and then I'll run them up these holes. So the monitor stand, like my monitor that I've got in front of me is like a big clamp, and it staples itself together onto the top of the desk, and that'll grab onto this lip here in between these holes. So on either side of the monitor stand, that's where the cables will come through for like your mouse, your keyboard, probably like my audio interface, my MIDI keyboard and shit like that. Yeah. And then at the front here, USB expansion slots. Like I don't want to have to go all the fucking way around to the back side of my desk to plug something in if I want to like charge my phone or like plug in a USB stick. So both of them, you can get little like extendable PCI extension cards like this, and like internal USB extension things, and run those from the motherboard here, run them to here. So that's the power button, this one here, and this one, very easy electronics, wouldn't be hard for me to do at all, would be rather than like a power switch on the computer that just presses normally, it's a key. So you have to physically put a key in like a car key and turn it before this would be able to be pressed. And I think that's fucking cool. Might not do it for both because this is going to kind of be a slave PC, but like this one, my main one, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Maybe add some like switches, like fucking like I'm booting up like a spaceship. Like I have to like flick some switches and turn a key before I hit the button and it all fucking powers on. That'd be dope. But yeah. But my main concern would be, yeah, do I need a frame underneath this? Because like realistically, we could probably use like, you know, fiberboard, like MDF or something. But would it? I don't know how much more expensive it would be to just use like, you know, like pine wood or like oak or like maple or something. Just like strong as fucking sturdy. But that isn't too difficult to like cut these perfectly square holes out of. I don't know how, because obviously like if I was using like a hand chisel or whatever, fucking trying to get these holes out and be perfectly square and everything and be mountable, that'd be a pain in the ass. But I don't know if you've got some fucking CNC machine or something that will do it. Yeah, let me know what you think. This is to scale. There's little rubber grommets on the feet. They look cute. And they look like little pool cues. But yeah, probably have like a screw and a receiving bolt embedded thing, like just here. Like this is a super rough first draft. I've only worked on it for like an hour or so. So if I ever wanted to work on the computer, I could literally just like unscrew a bolt in each corner, like here, 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 and here. But yeah, I think honestly the idea has potential. I'm very excited to build this, and I probably want to be building it this summer or next. Preferably this summer, but it all depends on funding and shit. So yeah. Let me know. Much love.